Good afternoon, everybody. This is Stephen Quinn on another episode of Driving with Stephen. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a real estate investor down in southern Arizona, and I like to record little video snippets as I drive around on different topics that affect my business, but in most cases actually affect other aspects of people's lives as well, and I like to share the wealth. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I apologize, the lighting's a little crazy today. The sun's getting low in the sky, and I think I'd rather drive safely, have shade on part of my face, and be a little bit brighter on the other. But anyway, I wanted to talk about fear of failure. I think a lot of us, in fact, if there were statistics on it, I would say it's the better portion of people in the world today may not be satisfied with their current predicament or their situation in life. They're not attaining the goals of what they set out to do, but what's keeping them there is their own fear. I think that oftentimes the fear of not having enough money, it keeps us in our job. We go every day. Some people, their entire career is spent in a job that they're not happy with, and yet they do it. And I don't understand that. We feel like we're stuck there. And it's that fear of failure, right? Or even when you're in the job. This is the biggest one that used to drive me crazy. I used to be a heating and air conditioning technician and worked in that business and industry. And a lot of the guys that I would work with were so scared of making a mistake. They might fill out a piece of paperwork wrong. The boss might get mad if I don't do it just right. They were fear of failing, and it kept them from progressing and even trying anything new. So they get stuck even where they're at within their job. And one of the things that I've had to learn, and please take everything I say as opinion-based, it's my situation in life, so if it works for you, great. But anyway, I've learned that you have to make mistakes to learn. You have to be willing to make a mistake, and you have to also be willing to stand up by that mistake. I did something wrong. I get it. It's my fault. Let me figure out what I did wrong so I can be better and move forward with it now being smarter. And if you're not willing to do that, it keeps you where you are. And how many of us want to live the day-to-day grind and never achieve the goals that you have for yourself? Why would you do that unless you were scared of failing? And so part of this is being willing to make those mistakes, but also be willing to invest in yourself. If you're spending all of your time devoted to helping the person that you work for, nothing against that. It's a job, I get it. But why don't you take a moment and invest in yourself? Read some books that might better your situation. Gain knowledge and traction in your own life, in your own goals, and start getting yourself ahead. That's really what I'm trying to say. If you feel like you're not learning from something, like you've been trying something for a very long time, and it's not getting you where you need to be, I would say that you're probably not failing fast enough. So my point is you gotta do it more. I'm trying to think of a good example. Something real basic would be like somebody who cold calls customers. Can you imagine being the guy who has to call and ask for money on the phone? And not necessarily like a collection agency, but somebody who needs to try and solicit for donations. So when you're calling random people, I'm guaranteeing you the first couple phone calls you get, you're probably not going to get the money you're looking for. Why? Because you don't have the experience necessary to talk to people in the right way. But as you get the no answer from people, you will notice a trend of you start to redevelop your language and train it towards the people who have told you yes to something. And as that progression happens, then you start to retrain the way you behave until you start getting more yeses than nos. So that's what I mean by failing faster. You need to give yourself the experience to get ahead. So if I can leave everybody with anything today, it's don't fear failure. Failure is a part of the learning process. Don't give up because of failure. What toddler in this world falls down to the ground when they're trying to learn to walk and never gets back up and says, you know what, this isn't for me? I don't see that happening. We'd have a whole lot of people crawling around on the ground today. They fail, they got back up, they fail again, they get back up. Eventually, they get where they need to be. And that's what I'm trying to say. So if you like what you've heard today, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I am a real estate investor, so a lot of the knowledge that I have is in that transition. But if you want to learn how to start achieving your goals, to get some guidance in life, please reach out to me. My email is info@quinreig.com. That's info@quinreig.com. My business is Quinn Real Estate Investment Group. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.